Hey guys, Dropship Tyler here, and today I wanted to discuss a conversation that I'm actually currently having on Facebook with somebody who messaged me a while back, and they just waved at me today to remind me, I guess, that they had messaged me. So then I started talking to them because I like to try to interact with as many people as possible. As long as they don't come across as somebody who is just trying to take advantage of my time. If I think they're authentic, then I'll usually answer their questions and help them out. So this guy, he messaged me and he says, "Young dropshipper here, any advice for how to be successful and increase selling limits quicker?" My advice to him on that was, in the beginning, when you're trying to increase your selling limits and you're really trying to build feedback and traffic and things like that, you really don't want to worry about the profits as much as you do worrying about just generating sales. That's the most important thing in eBay's eyes, is that you're selling your items. So in order to be successful and grow quickly, you have to realize you're not going to make much money in the beginning. And it's a hard concept for a lot of people, especially people who get into this thinking that this is, some sort of get rich quick scheme, instead of actually building a solid foundation that your business can stand on. So that was my first piece of advice to him. And then he tells me that he's moving to Shopify because his eBay numbers are continuing to go down. So my eBay numbers were going down, right? Just because of the algorithm change that happened on the 20th, but now, the April 20th, but now things have actually been a little bit better lately for me, and my sales were the best they've been yesterday in a month. So I do think things are getting better, and it's really just about continuously doing, the product research that you were doing before, deleting items that weren't selling, and just, keep moving forward. The research, the product research itself, the methods have not changed. So if you're looking for items that have sold in the past month has been since that algorithm change. So the fact that these items have sold for other people, they should still be able to sell for you, especially if you're looking at, other known dropshippers or big dropshipping accounts, whatever. Those items should have a really good chance of selling for you as well, which is the same method we were doing before. The problem is the algorithm affected a lot of individual items because dropshippers are now below non-dropshippers. So it's interesting, but as long as you keep on doing the right things day in and day out that you were doing before, you should see your sales increase. So don't worry about, the fact that the sales went down for a little bit. They're gonna continue to go up as long as you're continuing to try to grow your store. And then that was my advice to him, and he was like, "Yeah, but I already ended my eBay store. The fees were piling up and very few sales and views." And I asked him how many items he had. He said he had 2K items, and that was after 4 to 5 months. So first of all, 4 to 5 months is extremely early in your dropshipping career. I know that, especially in 2018, because in 2017 it was a little less competitive. Optimization, worked a little bit better. I started by doing a 1.4 markup and all optimization, and then I moved to the SaleFreak software, which helped me grow tremendously. But 2,000 items isn't a lot of items. I know that sounds like a lot of items, and people like Paul who have like 2,000 to 3,000 items, and all of them are selling. He's built that store over the past year and a half. So to think that you can have 2,000 items and in 4 to 5 months your store should be, doing as well as him or just doing well, whatever, that's not really that feasible. So I make close to what those guys make, the ones that are strictly optimization and make sure all of their items sell, whatever. But I put in a lot less effort on product research, and it's interesting because I have 30,000 items now. I was at 50,000, and then once the algorithm change happened, I decided to tone things down a little bit and then rebuild. like take a step back to move, one step back, four steps forward is what Gary Vee says. But anyway, so that was kind of my mentality with why I deleted some items. And yeah, but basically I have a lot of items, and that's why I sell a lot, since I don't focus on optimization, whatever. But the fact this kid's saying that he had 2K items in 4 to 5 months and was giving up on it already, that's kind of weak. He's not giving himself a chance to succeed, in my opinion. And then he talked about how, and I told him that was early on, and then he said, yes, but it was taking too much time for such a small return. So I told him, and I'll tell you guys the same thing, the return on your time in the beginning is really like exponential. You put in that solid foundation of getting your store going, hiring people, all of that. You're probably not going to make any money in the beginning, but because you put things into place that create this automated business for you, that's going to make it so that, the 10 hours that you put in now, you're going to only have to put in a minute of work later on for that, and you're going to get the same return on your money. So, but yeah, so just know that the time in the beginning, you're going to be putting a lot more in than later on, and the time in the beginning is so valuable, even though you're not making the money that you think that you should or want to be making. Then he said he wanted to focus more on his other business and school, which I totally agree. School is very important. And even for me, now that, I don't use my degree for my field specifically, but a finance degree in business and being an entrepreneur, that's really important so that you can understand numbers and understand how money works. So I'm happy I went to school. I'm happy I got my degree. So good for him. I'm happy he's focusing on school. The fact he wants to focus on his other business, I haven't asked him yet what his other business was or is, but I was the type of person that I was trying to start a bunch of businesses at once, whatever, always looking for new ideas. That's who I was. And then once I started focusing on one thing, which was eBay dropshipping, things really started going for me. So you can't focus too much on too many things at once. So if his other business is good and it's something that's scalable, then, good for him. Maybe he needs to cut out eBay dropshipping. Maybe it wasn't meant for him. But if he was trying to focus on other businesses while he was focusing on eBay dropshipping, whatever, then that could have been a problem. You really need to discipline yourself to one thing at a time, build it, automate it, get your virtual assistants in place, and then move on to the next thing. You're never gonna be successful in one field if you're always dabbling in different things, because that sounds kind of like what he's doing and what I did before. Like I said, before I got into e-commerce and really started focusing on eBay dropshipping. I didn't even start dropshipping on Amazon until my eBay dropshipping business was making me a full-time income. And then his next message was relevant to the first part about his views and stuff like that. And it said, I know, and I was telling him about the exponential return on his time. He said, yes, I know it's exponential, but the fact that he couldn't create his own traffic to speed it up didn't help his cause. So not sure what he means by that, but the thing is the more items you have, the more traffic you're going to get to your items. So that goes back to him only having 2,000 items. Maybe he wasn't doing things right with lowering prices when he needed to, changing titles, using promoted listings, things like that. I guarantee you there's stuff this kid could have done where he could have changed his business completely. But yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video on this. I hope this helped your mentality a little bit, helped you kind of understand some things about eBay dropshipping and how you should think about your business. And not just eBay dropshipping, but all businesses. So if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Message me on Facebook. Obviously, I respond back to most people if you take the right approach. And yeah, hopefully you like this video, and if you do, like it, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys.